Hi there, my name is Brennan, and today we are going to be having a quick seminar on challenging conversations. So, before we get started, I want us all to reflect. Let's reflect on a conversation that we are avoiding to have. Why are we avoiding it? Are we avoiding it because we don't know how to start it? Are we avoiding it because we're nervous about how it might end? Or are we avoiding it because we're afraid of the idea of having that challenging conversation? The fact of the matter is that the longer you wait to have a conversation, the more difficult it gets. So after you guys leave here today, my hope is that I can provide you with the knowledge and skills necessary to stop avoiding these challenging conversations, and let's attack them head on. So within the workforce, especially one that is as people-centric as human resources, challenging conversations are going to occur no matter what. They're a part of day-to-day life. Unfortunately, not every single conversation that you're going to have is going to end in laughter and smiles. It's just not, and I wish it would. However, that's not the case. Challenging conversations, they're going to have to occur. Because the thing is, with challenging conversations, after them, people tend to grow. I know, personally speaking, a lot of my personal and professional growth has stemmed from somebody taking the time to have a challenging conversation with me. They took the initiative and they had a challenging conversation. And by doing so, I gathered more knowledge and I was able to become a better professional and a better leader overall. And I know that's what we all want for our team and for our overall organization. We want everybody to succeed. So let's start engaging in these challenging conversations and let's stop avoiding. So if we know we have to have these conversations and we know that they're going to better the organization, why are we avoiding them? I know for me, pulling from personal experience once again, I was a manager previously, and part of that, I had a lot of challenging conversations that had to occur. Whether it was coachings, counselings, just minor feedback. Whatever it may be, before everyone, I would get a knot in my stomach. What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? Am I going to say what I want to say in the right way? Those kind of questions running through my head, all stemming from this huge knot in my stomach. And yes, after every single one, my knot would get smaller and smaller. Because that's the thing with challenging conversations. Practice is going to make perfect. You have to start engaging in order to get better at them. Mike Nally, who's the founder of Lead Your Way Solutions, he stated, "The conversations that we need to be having are the difficult ones." We know we need to have these difficult conversations. We know they need to occur for the betterment of the individual and the overall organization. We need to take that knot in our stomach and we need to set it aside and know these conversations need to occur. The conversations will lead to good. Positivity might come from them. Learning might come from them. Don't let the knot in your stomach run how you work. So we've talked about the knot in the stomach and why we need to have these conversations, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Why? How do we have them? How do we have these challenging conversations? I know personally I've picked up a few tricks along the way just by talking to people from my superiors down to my peers, and also from experience. These tricks have helped me throughout my professional career as well whenever trying to conquer any challenging conversations. So I hope you're able to leave here today with just a few tips that might help you in regards to that conversation that you are avoiding. So the first thing I want to mention, getting educated. A leader never stops learning. Education is key in order to be a successful professional in today's workforce. I wish I could say I had all the answers and that after today that you would be able to leave here in a perfect shape, in perfect condition as well, in order to conquer those challenging conversations. But that's not the case. You might leave here a little bit more confident, and you're going to leave here with tools that you can build on and you can work with for the rest of your careers. Pick up some books that are in relation to communications. Download podcasts that you can listen to on your way to work. Speak with your peers, your supervisors. Gain insight on how they might handle challenging conversations. Because the thing is, there is no one-size-fits-all in regards to communications. How someone might react to a challenging conversation is not the way somebody else might react to the same conversation. By continuing your learning, you're gaining a more holistic understanding of what it means to have these challenging conversations and how to be successful when having them. Learning will never stop. The next thing I want to discuss is participating. I really loved author Stephen Covey. He stated, if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to keep on getting what you're getting. Really think about that. Challenging conversations are normally needing to occur because a change needs to happen. We're wanting to see a positive development or some positive changes or growth to occur from having a challenging conversation. But we're not going to see those positive developments unless we initiate these challenging conversations. Take that pit in your stomach, sit it off to the side, and initiate. That's just part of it. We're all here because we want to see our organization reach its ultimate success, and the only way we will be able to do that is if we have challenging conversations. That's just part of it. The next thing I would like to talk about is almost a little ironic, but it's one of my biggest tips that I hope you guys can take away from this. When I was in my previous managerial position, a huge takeaway I gathered from a supervisor was to not always be the one talking, but to be the one listening. Take away the idea of a one-way communication street. Gone are the days that you present your information, pat yourself on the back for a job well done, and then leave a conversation saying you did a great job without even letting the other person speak. That's not the case. It's no longer effective. Two-way communication is the way to having an effective, challenging conversation. Personally for me, once again, I really enjoyed the aspect of asking the whys and the hows. Why do you think the organization is performing this way? Why do you think the team is? Why do you think you are performing in this way? And how does that make you feel? Asking these questions eliminates the idea of a one-way street, and it creates a two-way street where you can become the listener. And by you becoming the listener, you're getting a deeper understanding of the issue that is happening. And by doing so, you can create a long-term solution. Only getting to surface level and not asking the whys and the hows and ignoring the listening aspect, you're going to be putting a band-aid on an issue. And then in a few weeks, the band-aid's going to fall off and you're going to have to do the same thing over again. But by listening and by asking the whys and the hows, you're digging deep and you can work together to resolve any type of issue that may be occurring in a long-term solution type of way. Therefore, leading to an overall increase in positivity for the organization. The next thing I'd like to you guys take away from this is also stems from listening and that idea of a two-way street. It's ownership. Sometimes the questions that we should be asking are, how can I do better? Is there something that you need from me that I am not providing you? How can I help you? Help me help you. By taking ownership, it almost takes some of the edge off a challenging conversation as well for the other person. It's almost like a sigh of relief. Okay, they're human too. They would like feedback as well. They are not afraid of a challenging conversation either. It makes things a little bit better. And additionally, it makes it so there's not one positive change occurring, but two. By having two people making a positive change can overall help an organization or a team, whatever your situation may be. It also changes that horrible context sometimes of the word challenging, that knot in your stomach. It changes that context from challenging to proactive. A proactive conversation is occurring versus a challenging one because two people are able to take away a great amount of information and better themselves and learn and grow from it. My last point that I want you guys to leave here with is the idea to stop avoiding. We know these conversations need to occur. We know they're going to get more difficult as we avoid them. We know all these things, and we know that if we don't have them, we're going to keep on getting the same results that we're getting. So let's initiate. Initiate those challenging conversations. Learn. Never stop learning. Look for ways to continue your development with challenging conversations. Listen. Listen to the other person. Get deeper into what is occurring, and let's develop a long-term solution. And lastly, take ownership. Acknowledge. Asking, how can I do better? Let's change the word challenging to a proactive conversation. Start today and get a change tomorrow. Thank you.